In 9 minutes, we'll show you a complete game of Crystal Clash, review it, compare it to other games, and share with you what's different about this game and what you might like about it. This is Legendary Tactics. Crystal Clash, like so many other games, has a very tired name. These games all start sounding the same, and they're very easy to confuse. This game's very fast paced, it's quick to learn, there's not a lot of nuance. It's also a hybrid MOBA, tower defense, and deck building game. So in this game you'll see NATO and I battling, and we have identical decks. So it's fairly straightforward that way. And at first blush, it's an imitation of League of Legends ARAM mode. It's very much the same with a single linear battle down a ramp. There are towers along the way that you need to destroy. There's a tug of war feeling. And there's 3 main unit types. So you have spawners. Those are the units that get produced at your base, and they take essence to produce. You've got summoners. Those are the ones that you drop right into battle, and you can only drop them as far forward as you've captured the territory. You can see in the green territory there. Now you're watching this game from NATO's perspective right now, and Flash is making a push at the moment. So when you've destroyed the towers, you can move forward. Your mana will regenerate over time, and when you spend mana, you generate more essence, and that's in the bottom left corner. You can see the little green vial there, and when you have enough essence, then you can put more spawners down. This game is free to play. This is a 1v1 game. You can play 2v2, you can play co-op, and there's 5 playable legions in the game. There's also Pve Challenges, or player versus environment challenges, where you can play against the AI. So the second game that this one is rather reminiscent of is Clash Royale. And like that game, you need to consider whether you're on the offense or defense. At times you want to push your advantage, especially if you have the support of your tower, and at other times you want to play more defensively. But the unit configurations that you choose and the cards that you put into your deck will be what make this game interesting. So after our first couple of games, we began to unlock some cards, and that began to give us some options. So how you can see that Flash is actually making a really good concerted push here. And NATO's units are strung out fairly far apart. So NATO's just trying to defend that tower there. And so you need to find units that complement each other. So you can see Flash has a couple of those Gatling guns down, and they're doing a ton of damage. And he's got a big tanky fellow up front with some archers in the rear. So NATO's going to need to get some soldiers in there to take those down if he's going to beat me in this game. But finding units complement each other, knowing when and where to place them is going to be really important. How far forward or far backward do you want them in the line? Like that guy just got completely butchered. He was an absolute waste. It might have been better to wait and then drop a bunch at once. So this game is looking like I am going to clean up rather quickly. I'm working on his final base already. And the first few games that we played were fairly scripted. In fact, NATO destroyed me the first 2 right in a row. He just marched straight in and destroyed my base, and that was the end of it. Wow, I've already got him down to half. This game looks like it might be over. So what's interesting with this is that you'll actually see NATO. He's finding a way to stop my offense here. And now my lines are completely strung out, and his base is just plumb for the picking. But unfortunately, I got a little bit too greedy there. So he's got some spawners to get down. He's got 2 of them, in fact. So this is actually really beneficial. So actually, he's putting them forward in the spawning center, so they're just that much farther ahead. I'm not sure if that even affects. I think they all come right out of that main base, so I don't think that actually affects much. So now he is beginning to push me. So overall, my initial impression is one that there's not a massive amount of control by the player. Once your units are down, they just do what they're going to do. So in that sense, it's very much like Clash Royale. In League of Legends, you get much more fine control over your character. You're buying weapons and builds in order to respond to your opponent. In this one, you tend to, whatever you came to the game with, those are the cards that you need to use. So I'm just looking here at some spells. You can see I've got the blinding spell to try to get his units frozen while my tower takes them out. I've got a shield spell down there as well, which will fortify my units. But I just don't have enough here to really make a dent. And NATO's got a good front line. He's got a massive troops gathering. My Gatling gun is doing fairly well, but he's targeting it, you can see, so that was a really good choice on NATO's part. So overall, NATO doesn't really enjoy playing these games that much, and he was quick to learn. He's done quite well right off the bat, so I've played some League of Legends. I'm no pro at it by any means, as you can see by my gameplay here. But I think I'll continue to give the game a try and play it a little longer, because when you start to get options, that's where it will become fun. I'm curious if games like this will have any legs, because there's just been so many forms, and this one is actually very derivative of already existing games. And it's an attempt, I think, to take the best of two popular games and put it together. But I'm not sure it fully succeeds. I'll need to give the game much more playtime before I know if it's going to be one that I come back to. But I mean, I'm actually playing Super Auto Pets right now, and I find that it's one that calls to me and demands that I play it more, whereas when I ended the gameplay in this one, I felt like I didn't really need to continue to experience this game anymore. So another creator at Legendary Tactics, Cax, is one who enjoys this kind of game, so I'll give it a try with him. I'll play it online a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. But it does feel like a bit of a win more mechanic, so as soon as you're out of contention, and this would be my complaint with League of Legends too, that once a team begins to steamroll the other, it seems very, very difficult to come back. That being said, NATO was on the brink of destruction here, and he is fighting fiercely. He's just trying desperately to capture that center and be able to drop his units much farther forward. So overall, if you have played the game and have thoughts and comments about it, please let us know below so that other people considering this game can see what you think of it. And if you've thought of any other strategies or tactics that players can use, please also include those. This is my third game, so definitely not a pro here. But it does end up feeling like a game where just however much mana you have, you just spam your spells out, and that's the game. Victory goes to NATO. I have been humiliated. If this preview was helpful to you, please consider joining our channel, subscribe, like the video. Thanks so much for your time.